This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
You guys are going to love this one. So Deontay Wilder, in his latest statement, has said that he doesn't need Anthony Joshua's name for status. In fact, he's built his own status based on the fact that he's knocking people out. And he was asked about the potential fight with him and Anthony Joshua for April 13th. And all this has been on the Sky Sports one as well. And Deontay Wilder responded to this. I haven't seen any videos or anything like that. Whatever them guys are doing, let them do it. We're not focused on them. We're not even concerned about them. When was the last time we even said anything about them? I don't need him to bring status to me. My status came to me because I knock people out, not because of another man. Tyson Fury was the one to obtain all the belts. He was the one that beat Klitschko. He is the man that beat the man. We're looking at him as that. He may not have all the titles, but he's still considered the lineal champion of the world. If he wasn't fighting me, people wouldn't be talking about it if he needs another warm-up, if he's ready and stuff like that. People are hesitant and don't want to complain because it's me. That is Deontay Wilder's statement to Sky Sports, which I shall leave this article in the description box so you can go have a little read and a little chuckle. So where do we even start with this one? Right, so his very opening comment was, I haven't seen any videos or anything like that. So quite clearly, because for the last year, 18 months, ever since Joshua beat Klitschko, Deontay Wilder has been on social media saying this and saying that about Joshua and blah, blah, blah. But eventually when he gets a contract, he don't sign the damn thing, even though he agreed to it. Why did he agree to it? Because he thought that Joshua Povetkin was already signed, so he best jump in to make it look like he wanted to fight. As it turned out, Joshua and Povetkin were not signed up. So he had to backtrack and make excuses and didn't sign the contract. But he hasn't seen any videos, as I said to you guys once before. Clearly he thinks a contract or an offer and talking about the fight on social media is the way to get a fight done. Quite clearly, he says that himself. I haven't seen any videos or anything like that. What else? We're not focused on them, not even concerned about them. When was the last time we even said anything about them? Well, probably yesterday, Wilder, to be fair. Probably the day before that. And the day before that, and the day before that, and the day before that for the last 18 months. So don't act like you don't talk about them and they talk about you. Joshua, I mean, when's the last time you even seen an interview with Joshua? He doesn't talk about anything or anyone. He really doesn't. So, no. And Eddie Hearn, he speaks about it. Why? Because he's asked about it. And he's trying to make the fight. Okay, he's trying to talk to your people. Not talk to you, but talk to your people, because they know that you're in camp. You need to concentrate on Tyson Fury. Okay, so he can talk to Al Heyman, he can talk to Jay Diaz, of course, which is Deontay Wilder's trainer and manager, or Shady Finkel. But Shady Finkel's been pretty much cut out the deal because Eddie Hearn didn't trust him, as in he potentially sabotaged the whole deal because he had personal feelings towards Eddie Hearn. So, yeah, you do talk about them all the time. In fact, your whole build-up towards fighting Bermane Stiverne, which was originally Luis Ortiz, just talking about Joshua. That's all you're doing, talking about Joshua this, Joshua that, Joshua this, Joshua that. I want the belts. I promise my fans. I love my fans. It's all about legacy. It's not about money. Don't talk to me about money. I don't care about money. He can keep all of it. I just want the fight. I want to be undisputed. One face, one name, Deontay Wilder. This is what he says, right? Gets a contract. Well, you know what? It's really not enough money. There's no rematch and blah, 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 blah. So in other words, he wants a rematch because he's scared he's going to lose, and he wants even more money because he feels that will probably be his last time in the ring when Joshua sparks him smooth out. Okay, so not talking about them. Pull the other one. It's got a whole bunch of bells on it. Okay, I don't need him to bring status to me. My status came to me because I knock people out, not because of another man. Come on, that's probably... Are you kidding me? Nobody was talking about you up until Joshua. Nobody was talking about you up until Joshua. That is what it is. And why? Because you've been talking about Joshua. Or your little fan club weren't talking about you. They didn't even know that you existed. Some of them that didn't even talk to you because they had no faith in you. Even your own manager, Shady Finkel, said when you won the title on 33 fights, you know what? He's still a baby. He's still a prospect. He's not ready for unification. Unifications will come, but for now, he needs to have fights in Alabama. This is what he said. And your own fans, because you turned up at the Klitschko-Joshua fight doing some commentary, which, by the way, you did some great commentary and punditry work. Hats up. It was absolutely fantastic. When your days are done, commentary and that and punditry work, please enter that, because you are very, very good at that. And I'm not jesting here at all. I'm being very, very serious. He was very, very good. I was so impressed with him on that. Honest to God, I was. And right after the Klitschko fight, he jumped up onto the apron and he bumped fists with Joshua and then ran off and had a chat with Johnny Nelson and Tony Bellew, right? Okay, that was his job. He was there to do commentary. He wasn't there to get in Joshua's face. Okay, that would have been against the contract as such. But as soon as he jumped on the plane, went all the way back to Alabama, it started from there, because Joshua didn't mention Wilder's name in the ring. In fact, he mentioned Tyson Fury. Why? Because Tyson Fury was talking about Anthony Joshua. All the time on social media, all the time in videos, talking about Anthony Joshua this and Anthony Joshua that. And Joshua quite simply said, if you're ready, come see me. But he wasn't ready, was he? Because he was out. He was depressed. He was this, he was that. Okay? So Wilder got the ump. All his new fans went, hang on a minute, we don't want Joshua being champion, so therefore we need to find somebody. Wilder, you'll do. You're WBC champion, right? I think you're WBC, right? Yeah, you are. Okay, great. So we're going to side with you. And then started putting this horrendous attack on Anthony Joshua. Horrendous attack on him. And yet they all get all butthurt when the Joshua fans turn around and say, hang on a minute, our guy's doing something, your guy's done nothing. And then they get all upset and butthurt about it. Okay? So since then, your whole name, everything about you has been built and built and built and built and built on Joshua's name. They don't make videos on you without mentioning Joshua. That's how it is. They can't make videos on Joshua without mentioning you, because they're putting Joshua in a bad light, trying to paint you in a good light. I mean, real fans, as in the people who truly know what's going on, know who is the one who has been stepping up in half the fights. Most people look at it and go, hang on a minute, you've had 40 fights, but who have you beaten? Who have you beaten? And then he says that other people need to fight other people before they can fight him for the title. They need to earn their shot. Yeah, he fought Jason Gavin before his world title shot against Bermane Stiverne. Why? Because he waited for Vitaly Klitschko to retire. This isn't speculation, this is fact. If he was doing the business, he would be the name, he would be recognised. Not just by those who are currently supporting him, but people like me and others go, well, Wilder is the one doing everything. He's the one been stepping up. He's the one who's been taking on all the killers. But you haven't been. And we're not going to lie for you. So you don't need Joshua to build status. As I said, nobody was talking about your ass until Joshua. Nobody. In fact, you was on social media every 5 minutes talking about Joshua. Complaining about your own country not supporting you. Blaming it because you're a black man. That's what you were saying. Your country is racist, is what you were saying. Had you have been white, you'll be a name in the US. Isn't that what you said? On top of that, you've been chastising every past boxer that ever lived, Mike Tyson and so on, how you would spark them out in their prime. You come across as a hater, and this is the role that you're playing. I don't know if this is your true character, I have no idea. But since you've got this little bit of fame, you seem to be losing your marbles a little bit. You're starting to view yourself as a third person. A totally separate entity. A guy who gets possessed by some Apache Indian spirits and ancestors and all kinds of things as the Bronze Bomber. This is a whole new thing. At one time, he was a God-fearing, Jesus-loving guy. Now he's this so-called Antichrist who gets possessed by spirits who wants to kill people in the ring. But yet you don't need Joshua, no? Listen, if it weren't for Joshua, people would still not be talking about you. In fact, I was talking about you before your fan club were. And I've only been doing this 20 months, 21 months. Yeah, I've been talking about you before they were. Weird that, isn't it? I knew who you were before they did. I was first made aware of you when you fought Audley Harrison here in the UK. That's when I knew you. These people didn't know you. So you need to be pointing the finger at them saying, well, where were you way back when? I'm B-side for life because of you, because you weren't building me up. Look at your own management team, Shady Finkel. You said that I can't fight Klitschko. Even though you manage Klitschko and you manage me, that's a very easy fight to make. That's what Wilder should have done. But yeah, all he does is talk about Joshua. I mean, have an absolute word with yourself. In fact, what I want you to do is get that Johnson's baby powder, that talcum powder, right? I've no idea what you call it in America, you know, that white powdery stuff after a bath. Fill it up in one hand. Get your wife or girlfriend, whatever, and fill it up in the other hand. So you've got two great piles of talcum powder. And I want you to look in the mirror. I want you to smack yourself in the face as hard as you can. Slap it real hard. And hopefully, you're better see what it is that you're doing. Because I don't consider him that stupid. If he really believes this, then yeah, he's very stupid. But I think a lot of this is an act. It must be. And then he goes on about Tyson Fury, how people are only moaning because he's fighting them. Well, you're champion. Who cares what else that Tyson Fury was fighting? Did people complain when he was fighting Sylvester Fury or Pianetta? A lot of people were saying, yes, you know, he should be fighting better opposition. But nobody was saying that he should go and fight Joshua. And I even made videos saying that he better not be fighting Joshua yet until he's ready. Even Joshua said, you ain't fighting me yet until you are ready. You get back into fitness, you get back into shape, you get back into form, then come see me. He's about a year away from that, if he ever gets there. But you get given this opportunity to fight Tyson Fury, and hey listen, you have every right to accept. Most other fighters would. Tony Bellew was calling him out, who's a cruiserweight. Shannon Briggs has been calling him out, who's been inactive and is 40 plus years old. Antonio Tarver, who's been probably retired for the last 10 years and has the odd fight here and there, is calling out Tyson Fury. But yet you do it as champion. But yet you haven't even beaten everybody domestically yet. You haven't beaten Dominic Brazil. You haven't beaten Gerald Miller. You haven't beaten Adam Kalnaki. You haven't beaten any of these guys yet. None of them. The only one that you have beaten is Gerald Washington. That's it. Luis Ortiz, as I said to you guys plenty of times before now, he was failing the medical on the day of the fight, 1 hour before the fight. He gets the green light, he can fight. They had Dominic Brazil and Charles Martin on standby. Originally it was Charles Martin, and then Charles Martin said, you know what, I've had enough, I ain't waiting around now. This fight with Wilder and Ortiz is obviously going to happen. And then it wasn't going to happen real quick. Dominic Brazil was on standby to come step in the ring 1 hour before your ring walk. That's the guy that you fought. And you got forced into that fight by Showtime, Stephen Espinoza. He even said this. You had no choice but to fight him. You even tried to fight Andre Wawrzyk, for crying out loud at one point. You should have fought Alexander Povetkin. He was within the legal limit. VADA knew this. The WBC knew this. Hence the reason why Alexander Povetkin has countersued and won. That fight should have taken place. Hence the reason why he was not suspended when it happened. But you jumped from Sheffield on the plane all the way back to Alabama, saying how he's a drug cheat. That's why they're trying to sue you, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, people think that I don't like Wilder. It's not that I don't like Wilder. It's just that I don't get these statements. I don't get them. Why he says these things. Is he saying it for reaction? Possibly. Is he saying it because he's just generally stupid? Maybe. I don't know what it is. Maybe he's doing it because he's looking at his fan base and playing them. Say, hey, listen, right, if I say this, you watch all them go, yeah, Wilder, yeah, see, yeah. Because that's what they'll do. You can say anything. I want to fight Anthony Joshua in Timbuktu and we've got to have strawberry jelly down our pants. And your fans will go, yeah, see, Joshua don't want to do that, see, he's ducking. You can say anything, literally anything, and they'll support you. You've been busted with marijuana and they supported you. You strangled a woman back in 2013 and had to pay her off for her silence. They support you for it. You say how you want to kill somebody in the ring. They support you for it. You say how you want Dominic Brazil's kids to look at him in the eye, ringside, to watch you cripple their father. And they support it. So go for it. Go say something. Go say that you want to fight Joshua next with jelly down his pants and he's got to have a hat made out of peanut butter. And when Joshua says, don't be so stupid, you watch your fans go, yeah, see, Joshua's ducking. See, he should be wearing a peanut butter hat. Anyway, what more can I say about this? Wilder, please, after Fury, please, pretty please, with sugar on top, with a cherry on top, with a little sprinkle of your marijuana on top, whatever it may be, please fight a live opponent. For the love of God, fight a live opponent. If you don't want Joshua, fine. Don't fight Joshua. If you really don't want to fight him, but fight Dylan White. He's the number one in the WBC. Fight him. If you really must, because you're forced into fighting Dominic Brazil, because he is the mandatory, fight him. Okay? Don't try and get another Arthur Warzik, Andre Warzik, whatever the hell his damn name is. That's how unimportant that guy is to us. Don't try and fight these guys. Don't try and get a rematch with Eric Molina. Fight a live opponent. For the love of God, please do it. And don't... Actually, it's probably better that you just stop talking. If somebody mentions Joshua to you, say, I don't want to talk about it. Just leave it at that. I don't want to talk about it. I've got Tyson Fury next. When I fight Tyson Fury, I'll speak about it. Okay? I've got a team who can do all that. They can negotiate in the background. Once every couple of days for 30 seconds on the phone, they can give me an update as to what's happening, what kind of offers coming in, when the venue's going to be, blah, blah, blah. They can do that. That's not taken out of your training time. You can do that while you're eating your dinner on an evening. Please fight a live opponent next. For the love of God. And please stop coming out with all this stuff. I don't need Joshua for status. You do need Joshua for status. Hence the reason why you have this little bit of popularity now. And to be honest, you could do with a loss. I ain't gonna lie. You could do with Tyson Fury beating you. Because then it will humble you. Because then this whole third person and spiritual realm from Poltergeist or whatever is gonna stay away from you for a while. Because you're letting this little bit of fame get to you. Like you're some kind of A-star celebrity. No one knows you. No one knows you. You can walk down Forrest Gump Way in Alabama and maybe one person may know you. Probably because he knows your mum and dad. Oh yeah. Oh, little Deontay Wilder. Damn, man, you got tall. You're the son of Mrs. and Mrs. Wilder, right? And your brother. Damn, he's just a troublemaker, isn't he? Every time I hear about him, he's in some kind of trouble. He's starting some kind of trouble, getting mouthy with somebody. I mean, if my name was Marcellus, no disrespect, I would sit back. Because the last time I ever heard of someone called Marcellus, they were bringing on the gimp. Alright? I don't know what's going on with you guys. Wilder, please. Please, mate. Please. Pretty please. Stop talking like this. I don't need Joshua. Of course you don't. Of course you don't. Of course you don't, mate. And people are having a go at you because you're fighting Tyson Fury. Yeah, the same people who are having a go at you for fighting Tyson Fury are the same ones who would be having a go at Joshua if he fought Tyson Fury. And the same ones who are supporting you for fighting Tyson Fury are the same ones who would have had a go at Joshua for fighting Tyson Fury. Let's be real. These same people who are saying that, their hero, their third person god, fighting Tyson Fury, the lineal heavyweight champion of the world, the man who beat the man, only a few months ago calling him a fat slob and how Klitschko would have done him in a rematch. He should never come back. He's never going to be the same. These are the same people who said that. And again, you saying about you fighting Tyson Fury because he's lineal, he's the man who beat the man. Well, guess what? Joshua also beat that very same man. And he couldn't fight the man who beat the man because that man's been out for 2.5 years. Very simple, isn't it? It's not complicated. Stop trying to pull the wool over the public's eyes. We can see right through you, boy. We can see through your soul. We know you've got the backbone of a damn jellyfish. We know you don't want to step up. Just admit it. Just admit it. You're in one of the biggest countries in the world. Yes, boxing is not as popular as it maybe it should be. You have other sports that's more popular, baseball, hockey, and WWE for some reason. But you know what? MMA, which is a relatively new sport, has overtaken boxing. Conor McGregor versus Khabib. 2.4 million US viewers. 2.4 million. Have a word. You guys have allowed MMA to overtake because people, I'm sorry, okay, I love America and I'm a huge fan of so many fighters over there. I really am. But for whatever reason, these guys just want to build a fight. Yeah. I'll fight him at some point. We need to build the fight. We need to build it. No more building, okay? People are sick of building. People want to see the damn fights. That's why people are turning off. You need to be fighting live opponents. You guys need to be resurrecting boxing over there. Eddie Hearn is trying to go over there to resurrect boxing. Yes, he's trying to make a few quid in his pocket. Of course he is. But he's trying to resurrect boxing in America. And you guys are trying to build up walls in front of him. Why would you want to do that? You should be welcoming him. Whether you think he's a knob or whether you don't. It's not about him. It's about the content that is coming on your TV. And yes, you can stream your app from your phone to your TV. Okay, it's not complicated. But what happens when Wilder takes that loss? What happens to all his fan club? I'll tell you what happens. They find someone else to latch onto like a leech. That's what they do. And I don't know, anybody who's supporting them and actually believing them, either you're totally brainwashed, you had very, very poor education over there, or you're doing it just because you're not actually a fan of boxing yourself. You should want the big fights, not make excuses as to why Wilder shouldn't fight Joshua next. Because you're too busy counting his pocket, like Wilder's going to give you any of that kind of money. Come on now. And the same with Spence and Crawford. These guys should be fighting each other. But it seems that at one point, everybody supported both these fighters. Now it's split in half. One of them's ducking the other one. But yet you can't support all. Where here in the UK, we support all our fighters. And when our fighters fight each other, on the day, we kind of choose a side. And to be honest with me, 9 times out of 10, I kind of want somebody to win. And as I'm watching it, I kind of change my mind halfway through the fight. Okay? I don't throw the other one under the bus. We don't do that here. But for whatever reason, you guys do that over there. Not everyone, of course. But anyway, I think I went a little bit off topic. So, yeah. Deontay Wilder does not need Anthony Joshua for status. Oh, my days. My days, you can tell Halloween's nearly here, can't you? But there again, we are a few months away from April Fools. He don't need Joshua. Rightio, that's why your manager Shelley Finkel and Frank Warren and you were just talking about Joshua in your press conference to hype the fight for Tyson Fury. Yet you guys were talking about Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn. Come on now. Anyway, drop your thoughts below, click that thumbs up, and of course subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.